Hello, mate. Yeah, definitely can hear myself. So that's good.
I can hear you too. Hello, Telethar.
So as you can see, these are two teams. We appear to be starting. Someone got rupees. That was Link's house. We're picking up some bushes. We're going to Uncle. I know no more than you, but
This is actually how Telethar reads the stream all the time. He actually doesn't watch when he plays.
that's a tree pull. That's rupees. We collected all four of them, so that's at least. Oh, my stream is gone.
Same.
All right, we're back.
We're here.
We're back. We're still frozen, but we've gotten a new update. There was ether somewhere. Tracker managed to get it on the tracking. I don't understand what happened there.
That's amazing.
Andy has 100 rupees and 10 bombs, so I'm gonna guess that the tree pull was
Hey.
80 rupees.
We're back.
Yeah.
It's like we never left.
So tree pull is red rupees, and the bush crab gives 8 bombs. That's what we know so far.
So this is game 2.
Yes.
The first game was earlier today. Looks like the perfect unadulterated gaming squad Pugs took game 1, and we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, we're hoping to see a full gameplay from both teams. Maybe not both teams crossing the finish line. But we're hoping to at least see both teams, until one team crosses the finish line.
You never know. It's in today's world. It's difficult to predict. We can only hope. Oh, boots! Very early boots.
Ooh, so Dante quit out of Maze Race and is right back to Kakariko.
Yeah. Oh wow, a lot of value in blind set. Book,
Yeah.
gloves, sword, boots.
I should stop watching this restream and start watching the Discord stream so I'm not like 20 seconds behind. But yeah, so Aaron was walking to Eastern and then was like, "Oh, boots! All right, I'm going." Yeah.
Welcome to the future, Telethar. Glad to have you here. Blue mail on the back. So what do you like to do? And I think you've talked about this on some other commentaries before, but I'm always interested to hear your thoughts, Telethar. Like, what's your philosophy in the early game for these kind of co-op AD opens?
Well, so, I mean, basically, like, you have two things that you're trying to balance. One is good routing, and 2 is not stepping on each other's toes. So, like, you don't want to both be in Kakariko, probably, if there's nothing there. If there's something there, it's probably not that bad if you're both in Kakariko.
Right.
There's, like, Dante was going to Kakariko from the south, and Andy was going to it from the north, and then Dante did race game, and then quit out, and, like, had he gone up into Kakariko and there was nothing immediately of value there, that's a waste of time. But he quit out, and then there was boots there, so he had to walk back, so that's also a waste of time. So it's just like, you're trying to sort of balance that.
Speaking of value, we just got the hammer on Bottle Vendor and the mirror in the back of Escape, so plenty of value early.
Yeah, this is a extremely stacked early game.
Yeah.
Now you kind of want that Moon Pearl quickly, because, like, I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again, is, like, in a normal open seed, you probably don't really care to have that Moon Pearl Omega early. Like, it's nice, but you're gonna do mini Moldorm Cave and all these other like dense light world checks regardless. But if you get it early in co-op, you can more efficiently spread out with your teammate.
Right.
It's like, you don't want to do slow garbage, even though it's co-op. Like, it's still slow garbage.
Right. Well, I think you were saying this. It's like time is still time, right? That effectively taking 2 times and then averaging them for both. It's effectively the same as summing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think people got their brains corrupted by average time as a measurement, and it's just you're just talking about time spent. It's all that matters because you're just comparing with another team. It's not like I don't know how average time would be different, but
right. Oh, and in the process, the Cane of Samaria was in the drowned out. So we're just basically everything in Sphere 1, pretty much so far.
yeah, we're in go mode, I think.
Yeah, imagine having a seed where you're in go mode at about 30 minutes in. Could you imagine that, Telethar?
It's very weird.
Right.
So the Rando kids are much richer than the pugs, which we are gonna surely see some sort of a water walk out of Dante here. But he's definitely not gonna have Zora money unless like insanity happens.
2-300s.
Yeah. So Dante can't do Hobo as well because of the whole no Moon Pearl thing. So he's gonna have to. He could do Waterfall into Hobo.
Yeah.
That's probably what I expect to see out of him.
Yeah, with no Zora money, it feels like that's probably the way to go.
So Jon Snow went Agina, but not Agina. Like, he went left to Desert and is going in there with his book, which is a very aggressive play. It's interesting. You're running the risk of a really crappy fight here, but you can clear the.
Oh no! The refill of doom.
The refill, yeah. So the secret to that is what you need to do is you need to drop a bomb before you open that chest. That way, if you get the refill, it hits you out of your water walk or out of the swim state, and then you can get the other chest.
Oh, interesting. Today
No
I learned.
I've never seen anyone go for it, but it's huge strats. You drop the bomb before, open the chest, and if it's not a refill, you just can walk out of the bomb and not get hit.
Right. No, that's really smart. Well, Rando Kid's pushing dungeons really early.
Yeah. I like this. The mountain looks really good right now, so I like being up on the mountain for them. They've got a fully in logic East Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will kill the water walk if you get hit by the bomb, but you don't need to get hit by the bomb unless you get dunked by the heart container. It's if you literally have no other way of continuing because you get dunked, you get that bomb. You just walk out of the bomb explosion if you don't get dunked.
Right, so it looks like Andy's made his way here into Desert as well, kind of doing the same thing John did after. I didn't see anything really in Escape that I noticed of value.
No, I mean, I'm not paying enough attention to that, but our trackers are, and there doesn't seem to be anything.
Right.
Did they start with boots? Yeah, the boots were in their starting Kakariko. which is
Yeah, it was
basically the start.
very
so-
early.
So there is our Moon Pearl. Andy probably needs to stay to finish up this dungeon. John's certainly staying at the point where he's at. This fight's
Hmm.
a little suck, but it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, the 3-heart hammer landmo.
yeah, with the lamp, and you can drop some Mario blocks.
True. If only we had a bow.
So I don't know how I feel about what Aaron's doing here. Like, where are we going on Aaron's side? We have Dark World access. We've already done Spiral Cave. Like, are you going to do
Oh, is this Hera?
Hera? I think that that's a really bad play. I think that go do Hype Cave or Vu. Yes, Spike is an option. Yeah, so we're doing Spike Cave.
Oh wow.
That's not terrible actually. I'm pretty sure he has Burna, and it's just not on the tracker.
Looks like Pendant Skull, Pendant Pod, Pendant Ice, and Tears of 5/6.
I do not like how long this map check is.
Aaron?
I really don't like how long this map check is.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. If you're not quick on the map checks, I would suggest local record and just pull up your VOD, like pull up your local VOD to pause your map check. Like, that took way too long.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Just 3 bombs.
Yeah, I don't think it was worth it to come all the way over here for Spike Cave. I think Spike Cave in isolation is a reasonable thing to do while you're up on the mountain in that. But yeah, Andy is
Yeah, this is very
low on health.
spooky.
Oh my.
All right, let's see. I feel like we're both just watching it. You have no idea what's going on elsewhere.
Yeah, everyone is literally no one else.
Oh, and he gets the fire rod for his troubles.
Yeah, which we
Jesus.
already knew from John's side. So.
Just fantastic. Good for Andy. Okay, moving on.
That's an interesting item to put there. Like, I don't know exactly when I'd expect like Dante to go get that and Aaron to go get that, because I don't really want to go do desert from the front, but like with at the same time with Fire Rod being there, like that could lock your mitts or flute. You kind of
maybe put it off for a little bit and hope you catch those two and can just do it faster.
Yeah, you put it off for a little bit, but you kind of have to route accordingly. Like, right, Andy's gonna have to be the one that goes to Vu, and then Aaron. Like, Aaron's making his way towards Vu right now, and that's.
Ooh.
And there's Mitz.
Hello,
so
Mitz.
that worked out. Never mind. Fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna say that like Aaron probably, without that fire rod, should be making his way towards Pod, but Mitz show up and have other plans. Where is Aaron going? Bombos? Is this a I forgot Bombos tablet play? This.
Oh, he hasn't gotten his Cane of Samaria yet.
So?
That's where he's going.
Yeah. I don't agree with this. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do this, you kind of need to commit to Hookless Swamp at this point, right? Like,
You
have to go.
Yeah, I don't.
Portal. And now we're I don't know. This like now we're not even scouting Bombo's tablet while we're doing this. Like I don't know. This feels bad.
Yeah, we'll see if the. Yeah, I'm not sure if they might have been able to get something a little bit more efficiently there. But they will both have their fire rods here in a bit, which will be nice at least.
Yep. Dante's just found the Moon Pearl. Andy is unfortunately already committed to doing Eastern without the bow. Sort of sunk cost. You can't leave now.
Yeah.
Certainly would have been better to do Pod and Eastern together with the mirror in hand and hammer and glove, but it's not the world we're living in.
Give you a lot more chances to find that bow, maybe.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, my personal opinion is that probably from Dante's side, he should have done Paradox and then backtracked for Hera. Just because probably Paradox was going to be your progression. You knew that. Just, there's 7
more value
on east side and 2 on Hera.
Yeah.
And I don't think Andy would be in Eastern if Dante had pulled out that the Moon Pearl first.
Interesting. So Dante hard reset out of Spike. Is that just saving the magic?
Yeah, he saved quit, I assume, and then refund on the magic.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. I mean, whereas like the thing is, if you think about it, he doesn't really want to. He probably wants to go to Pod, I guess. Maybe he's gonna do the same thing Aaron did. It's a little bit awkward because like we really want, on the Pug side, we really want Andy to be the one doing Vu for Skull Woods, but they already did Eastern, which makes the Pod play a little crappier.
Meanwhile, Aaron is into his Landmo fight, but with significantly less health concerns.
But he does have an Ice Rod, and we're using our hammer. Ice Rod is the intended weapon.
Yeah. Don't tell NMG runners.
I can tell you that NMG runners also don't use the intended route to get to Hera, so, we do different things.
Gasp. All right, mitts for Pugs on Dante's side there, while John gets his Crystal out of Hera. And Andy's now going to get that Moon Pearl. So where do you go? Where do you go if you're each of these guys right now?
So Andy's going to do Vu into South, it looks like. I would have probably just done Hype North, but I think this is probably better actually. So this seems good. Dante will probably do Purple Chest and then over to Pod, or Purple Chest over to get his Fire Rod. Because just leave the entire north section to Andy.
Right.
John looks like he's going to get his mitts, and then we'll see. One interesting option is that Ice Palace looks mighty nice right now, aside from it not being in logic.
Right.
Especially if you need time, like, right, you want to give some separation to, like, Ice is a great way to spend time without wasting it, to let your partner figure out if you need that Fire Rod. Vu sucks, like, Vu's great, like, all that stuff can be figured out for you. And let's say you get nothing out of Vu. Pod's looking real great. You've spent some time in ice that wasn't wasted time.
Right.
Maybe you found the flute even. So that's where I'm looking right now, if I'm one of these guys. Because it does look kind of hard right now to avoid stepping on each other's toes.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can kind of see that they're all kind of converging kind of close to the village area here.
Yeah.
So John gets his mitts. Aaron here in Thieves Town. I mean, I don't hate going to Thieves. Gives you a chance to maybe get something out, because ice. It'd be nice to have maybe another sword or half magic, pull a bombos, just make the cold stare fight a little bit less of a pain.
Yeah. I do like what Andy's doing here, which is the Skull Woods, because Skull Woods is the thing that, if you find flute up here, it's like, yeah, you know exactly how this seed needs to be played. If you don't find flute, then that fire rod can wait.
Right. Well, dropping into Moth while Dante heads into Thieves as well.
Yeah, so I don't know where Andy's going out of this. This might be Kern jump over to Pod?
Did he get both items already?
I have no idea. Interesting that Pod is actually... Oh, never mind. We have a hammer. Never mind. I was going to say not available with... But...
What was this? Oh, Andy, the crowd favorite, doing the ped check. And it's dead. Shocker.
Yeah, I think it's hard to not do a ped check there. Like, it's hard to justify not doing a ped check there.
Right, especially an AD like this.
Yeah, and AD and TR and Meyer are both crystals, so any medallion could be there, or flute. In fact, your flippers and bow from Ped being logics, so.
Neat.
Medium far away. Where are you looking to go next?
I mean, I like the. I like what you're talking about. I like ice. I think. Yeah, it looks like Andy's going to do kind of this North Dark World swing and then head over into Pod. So presumably, if I'm Dante, I don't know what else good you have to do. Like.
Yeah.
Unless you find something that's like, oh, make sure you come over here to pick up, But and then
a
on
little bit awkward on Andy's side is he doesn't actually have Zora money. So is he gonna skip Catfish or what?
Oh, that's true, because he needs to save the money for Pod.
Yeah.
That is a little bad. Then again, Zora never has anything, right?
No, and it's clearly not in logic. You don't have. There hasn't been 2 300s, so.
Right. V32 coming soon. Oh. Aaron, little off script on the blind fight, but gets it down while John is doing Aga Tower.
Yeah. So I mean. I think that they've already committed to both getting the fire rods, so that's not really a concern. Aga Tower is a great way to do pyramid into Pod, but it's just the downside of doing Aga Tower is that if your partner doesn't have a bunch of good stuff to do, you're kind of like forcing them to route in the bad stuff in between the good stuff, right? Like, Pod is a pretty good place to be.
Right.
Thieves Town's a pretty good place to be. everything in between Pod and Thief Sound right now, not a good place to be. And
Yeah.
you can't, like, there's no way Aaron, basically playing this seed on his own right now, is going to be able to avoid going north over to Pod here.
Right. This is the I'm going to Aga Tower. I'll see you in 5 minutes kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, it's great for John and his crossing the finish line first strategy, which is fully respected here.
Look, I know some runners keep track of whether or not they've ever lost to their partner in co-op seeds.
That's weird. I don't keep track, but I can say that I have not lost.
You don't keep track, you just happen to know.
Well, it's hard to forget never losing, right? So,
this is true.
so we found a hook shot over on Zora Ledge on Andy's side, and he's committed to not doing Pod. Probably.
Kind of getting close-ish now. He's on his way.
So I would not.
Oh, isn't the tier 1 probably 80?
Probably 80, yeah.
So
we don't know for sure, but it probably is 80.
Right.
So Andy's just gonna go to Pod this way. He can pull tree pull at Pyramid. Oh, he needs mid still.
Right. He never got those.
Yeah. That's sort of a consequence of Dante coming into Vu and crowding him, is that he couldn't route south to get the mids.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there's the ice rod from Stumpy. We're gonna get Andy's gonna get our mitts here. Dante cleaning up the last, so he did Smith Chain, and looks like he's gonna head in now to Desert.
Yeah, he'll have the ice rod. It'll be a much less scary fight than Andy had.
Right.
So we still have not seen anyone make it to Pod yet. Looks like.
Yeah. What else do we have in Logic?
Well, we have Dark Death Mountain. 3 checks here.
Yeah.
You know, they're the pugs, so they're certainly going to get the other. Or 4 checks here, I guess. No. Whatever. Math hard. 6 checks total, but they're certainly going to get those as the pugs. You know where the hookshot is.
Mm-hmm.
I probably, like, even though you can hover this. Oh, TR is potentially full clearable.
Ooh, that's true. Depends on the medallion.
I actually wonder if it would have been worth it to set up a double water walk and get that hook shot instead of, or before coming up here. It makes getting here a little bit quicker. It makes TR torches a little quicker. It makes not having to hover TR or hover hookshot cave a little quicker.
Here we go. Oh. That ether opens up TR. So we're looking for what? We know where our hookshot is, so we're looking for a bow, we're looking for the flippers, looking for the flute. Oh, I was about to say looking for a sword, but never mind.
Yeah.
And maybe a medallion. How do you feel about this decision by Rando kids, Aaron going over to Ice Rod Cave and water checks, I guess?
Ooh,
nice
depends
mushroom.
on what he's following this up with. It doesn't feel particular. Well, we never saw what's here. This could be something, and this could explain John's Aga Tower play.
Right. Oh.
Wake. Okay, so
Maybe.
grabbing that before going up the mountain. Unfortunately, the Quake play isn't needed, but I respect the sort of like I don't want to have to climb again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is from Aaron. It was I'm going to fake flipper into ice, which is
Okay.
yeah, not
I'm okay with
not too
that.
bad. And it's you might as well do it with a water walk from Ice Rod Cave if you're
Yeah.
gonna if you don't have the bow to splash delete in a better way.
Mm-hmm.
We do have Samaria and Red Boomerang, but like who knows if you know that? That's not something you want to learn on the fly. Like screw that.
Looks like Dante is probably. Oh,
he's going to get his revenge, maybe,
Yeah.
or he's doing a double water walk. I think a double walk. I would rather just not do this chest and do double water walk here. But nope, we are.
Unless maybe he knows the Samaria Red Boom. Nope.
I'm unsure if that's doable there.
I feel like I've seen it, but definitely do not take my word for it. All right, so we've got Turtle Rock. Wow.
That's a big find. I don't think I would have done Hobo there for sure.
Wow.
but that now you can go to Pod and
Pod
Eastern. And then from Pod Eastern you're gonna get your flippers, which will.
Oh man. If Dante doesn't get the refill at what minute 10, he has that bow 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Andy getting a little bullied by the chomps. There we go. And John up here also hovering.
Just a little far.
Yeah. This is the traditional 3-chest hookshot cave.
I've been there many times, let me tell you.
There we go. Nice. Yeah.
Let me tell you, you will never find anything of value when you hover hookshot cave.
That is the rule.
So most of Pod in logic, maybe we'll see. I guess where how flipper locked it ends up, or how bow locked it ends up being.
Yeah.
Ice, obviously not in logic. Ice could have only had at this point Fluid and Bombos. Since hookshot and bow are both flipper locked.
Mm-hmm. Rando kids knows about the hookshot, but they haven't seen the bow since they'd have it.
Do they know about the hookshot?
I thought, or am I crazy? I thought one of them went up there, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't know. Yeah, you actually, you know what? I'm second guessing myself. You might be right.
Because they hadn't done Ice Rod Cave yet. Well, where did John just die?
I don't think that was intentional.
No, with the mirror, there's no intentional deaths in TR.
Right.
But Aaron's has a scary fight. Don't know if we have anything in our bottles, but boy, would it be nice to chug something.
There was a blue, but I think Dante got it. I don't think Rando Kids picked it up.
Aaron has 2 bottles. Oh, that's...
Oh my...
Oh my god.
Come on. Nice.
There we go. Okay. We hate to see deaths. Like, that's such a massive time loss, and then just completely...
It's such a feels bad, too, because it really... Not only is it a time loss, it, like, throws you.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like John probably died in chomps.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm wrong. Ressi was saying he death warped from roller room. Okay, thank you.
Okay, you just wanted the refill, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh. When spin speed goes wrong.
Nice half magic.
Looks like Aaron is following into TR, which I don't know why we're doing that.
Andy going for the backdoor hammer strats here.
Yeah. Intentional, maybe intentional, bounce off the spikes to dodge the Helmasaur head. Oh my god. Or Trinix head.
God. Alright.
This is what happens when you have red mail. You just... you're indestructible. Except not. Yeah, flippers were in pod to get your bow and your hook shot.
Progression in pendant pod. What a strange concept.
Well, there's no such thing as pendants and crystals. I can wait for next week.
True.
Wait, is Flute also here? Does Dante have a flute?
This is what happens when you try to watch 4 screens and people are almost dying to bosses.
Useless and not paying any attention. So we don't know, but I checked his stream and he does have flute.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw the half magic. I missed the flute.
I missed everything, so I'm just kidding. Tracker's doing a great job.
Our trackers are keeping us very, very honest. Please make sure to say thank you to them as we do and give them a follow. And then, of course, also don't forget to give our runners a follow. They are doing a great job today, as they always do.
Yeah, so we are in potentially go mode. We need to find out what Meyer is, but that's the only thing stopping us at this point.
Right.
For Pugs, Rando Kids are going to be a little bit later because they both went up to TR, so they're not going to get that stuff for a bit. The bow sucks for them, for sure, but I think that this TR play is just a mistake. Like, they've signed...
Going both.
Yeah, they didn't know there was progression up here. So now they like have to do, or they have to, their team's going to do an extra mountain climb. Dante will not be up there until go mode.
Right.
And like, I don't know. You can single dip TR, but like that, you're gonna go to pod anyway, so it seems like too much of a risk and without enough reward to just assume that your bow is gonna be in TR.
Yeah, because then if it's not, you just kind of, like you were talking about at the start, right? It's you aren't really getting any more good information, and you're not. I mean, obviously you have to do this, but this is now time where they're not going to be able to kind of get good ideas, and they'll force themselves into doing probably a combination of bad stuff because you don't have that one person getting more info.
Yeah, but you didn't have, like, if you're routing this seed with a spoiler log, you're not going to climb for TR.
Right, totally.
And that's sort of like the thing is you want to avoid doing incorrect things as much as possible so that your route looks like it's spoilery. Right? Like you want your partner to have discovered half the game for you so you can route it as though it was a spoiler log.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like clearly not. You would not be in TR here for that sword. All right, Andy. You're cool.
There we go. Nice hover. We'll pretend like we didn't see the two falls in Hookshot Cave. Flippers are here in pod, to the question in chat.
So now, here's the question. Where do you go next as the pugs? So one option is that you can just go do Aga Tower for Dante. But it's a little bit slower of an Aga Tower than, like, you'd hope with your equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go to Meyer, but you might be finding out that Meyer is quake locked. Oh no, John, don't do this to me. John's doing a fake powder. Probably the most cursed option in Rando.
Look, when he finds Bombos on Magic Bat and Bombos is the required Ether Medallion, you're gonna feel pretty silly.
Yep, that's true. I will say, if you're gonna do it, at least use like Cape or something and not Fire Rod shots. Fire Rod shots are in place and Cape is not. It is a little awkward for the Rando kids because they're missing a lot of that knowledge. They don't have the hook shot, the flippers, the flute, or the bow. And the flippers and the flute are in your path, so to speak. Like they're in one of the dungeons, but like the hook shot and the bow are both things that you don't want overworld, that you don't need to go do unless you need to go do it.
And it's unfortunate because that bow being kind of like I think it seems like they're avoiding pod, trying to find the bow first. And, with where it is, it's like, until they do it, the rest of that progression being in pod is really bad for them.
So someone was paying attention and can tell me what Meyer is, since it's clearly not Ether. Maybe it is Ether.
I was gonna say, I don't think we've seen it yet, have we?
Well, Dante was just in the Meyer area.
Oh, well, there you go. I was not paying attention, obviously.
No, I don't do that. Pay attention. It's clearly not my forte.
Oh, it was Quake.
Okay, so pugs are in go mode. They know what they need to go do.
Yeah.
I know kids have it. I don't think they have an outside chance of winning this. They're behind in knowledge and dungeons.
Yeah, it's a tough way back because they're doing stuff that's not going to help them, and they don't know that it's not going to help them. Is the unfortunate thing. Maybe a little
ahead in dungeons actually, but not
because they have one Aga clear as well.
Yeah, and they have 2 TR clears as well, which are just TR does suck.
Yeah.
But that's like only relevant if they actually knew where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Dante's gonna do Ice Palace first here, which I like, because he has no arrows. So he can buy arrows at the end of this if that's the plan.
Yeah, so for the pugs here, it's kind of, I mean, like you said, they know what they need to do, and so now it's just trying to put together the cleanest sort of pathing.
Yeah. What do you want to do first? So you have to do the least awful stuff, like, you know, when do you do swamp? How can you pull a sword out before you go there?
Right.
Can you get silvers before mire, that type of stuff, but so far it's looking like probably not.
Oops. Yeah, let's see, where's John headed?
Cool. Hopefully, gonna take a quick trip to this tier 3 first if we're doing Skull.
Yeah. Well, Thieves Town?
Yeah, we don't know for sure that the Pugs have scouted it because we missed the first minute of this, but I feel like the way that they play, they probably scouted it. They
Well,
also,
and the fact, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say they also went up the mountain without the flute, and if you don't scout it then twice over, you're probably trolling.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the fact that Andy's pushing Aga Tower right now also suggests that they have a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that you're definitely opening convenient chests looking for a sword or silvers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, that's why Dante opened the ice bag.
Dante with a pretty clean fight, half magic.
Yeah.
Make that much nicer.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Hitting Coldstare to the left there. I don't actually know why, but seems to make your spooky
Oop.
splashes much better.
Oh, John getting trolled by the worst possible cricket RNG there. All right, so is there some Dante swamp? Yeah.
Looks like it.
Mm-hmm. I think it seems pretty reasonable, right? Because there's a pretty significant number of chests that are kind of on the way in swamp. Give you a good chance to find something useful.
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever order you want is fine here. There's an argument to be made that you're opening chests in Mire anyway.
That's true.
But Vidi definitely kind of sucks. He did not buy arrows as well, so I think for him, Castle Tower into Vidi was kind of out of the was not an option. So
right.
You can get 10-ish pretty free arrows in Swamp. As Especially for Dante, he doesn't have that Master Sword, so like,
Right.
yikes. Fighter Sword.
Fighter Sword Vidi with no arrows.
With no arrows, yeah.
That's fun.
I gotta say, I kind of wish he had bought arrows. Because, like, that fight sucks. So, he has cape and half magic, so that's something. But, yikes.
Where was that Master Sword again?
That's on the mountain.
Oh, yeah, so he's not... Yeah. So he's not getting that.
No, he will get it.
I mean, yeah, he'll get it eventually.
TR.
Yeah, but not, like, before the other stuff.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering if it's going into TR or leaving TR is when you grab that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going into.
Oh, Aaron trying to do a splash delete here.
Ooh, and a free sword.
Oh, Kidok. Well, that helps.
Yeah, so I'm not... I think that for that splash delete, it's not that the boomerang is on the screen, it's the clink that you're actually using. Is that true?
I can't... I thought it was something with the sparkles, but maybe I'm wrong. Because I thought that's why it had to be the red.
Oh, it might be both?
Oh, that
I'm
could
not
be.
Sure.
I'm very much not the right person to ask. This is tough for rando kids though. They know that the hook shot's there. They can't get it right now. I mean, let's see.
Andy is going this way to get his Quake. I'm fairly certain that everyone knows in cross keys that you flute to 8, so don't see a reason why it'd be different. But not gonna make any difference here. Yeah, the thing is, like, you can't use the red boomerang, at least in the way he's trying to use it, because you need it to be there for both splash deletes. I don't know if that's doable, but
yeah. So here's a question: is do you think they just say, okay, well, I mean, Aaron's going into the dark world here. Is this pod?
hopefully.
Yeah. Get in their flippers. Maybe John tries to set up a double water walk.
I mean, I don't see why you would, like... You're not going up the mountain? Like, what's Hookshot do for you right now?
Yeah, without the flips, which they're gonna find out here in a bit.
Oh, Andy didn't activate his flute before I got... You got me. That's true. That makes fluting to 8 much slower.
Ooh, mirror shield. Let's go. So there is a question that in the chat. How do you like the stand in the go and spam hammer Vidi fight?
Dante has a decent number of hearts. It's usually not really a spoiler-ish. Like, co-op is kind of like spoiler in the way you're playing a lot of it. You know, you're just significantly less equipped. So it's not really a great spoiler fight usually because you have no health.
Right.
So that's sort of why Dante has a decent amount of health. He could buy potions and smash some eyeballs with his hammer, but with Cape Half Magic Master Sword, I think it's very free to just spin.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, Andy's gonna obviously do Swamp and get his Tempered Sword before going there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little surprised that Andy didn't clean up Thieves Town. But maybe we just want to have fun with a tempered sword.
I mean, it helps on blind, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so as a kid, I would always leave with the mitts to go get my tempered sword before fighting blind. So that was a hard fight.
Key strat. It's huge. All right, so Rando kids are taking care of the pod eastern area. This will get them obviously there. So if you're the Rando kids, ooh, doing the mimic clip here. I mean, what are you thinking right now as event? I mean, you're gonna get your flippers here. They still don't know where the bow is.
So I
Like,
mean,
where are you going?
it's definitely swamp, right? Like you'll have flippers, hook shot, mirror, hammer, obviously.
Yeah.
You'll have a fully in logic swamp. You're gonna get nothing for it. I don't see a world where you're going to hobo anytime soon.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know, certainly not ideal, but they're also already lost, to be honest. So, like, even if they knew where to go, it doesn't. It's not like we need to lament that they're making not the correct decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think to your point, it shows how, you know, when you're trying to avoid doing bad stuff, and from their perspective, it's going to be, I think, a pretty logical train of thought here. They just got a flute. They're going to get the flippers. They're probably thinking, okay, we both finish pot, and then we split up, and somebody does swamp, somebody does mire.
Most mire is Bola. I would just probably send both people into swamp.
You think so?
You're lost if it's not in swamp.
That's fair.
So you don't feel great about delaying pod this long and finding swamp
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice hover by John.
Sick. The Pugs had a really clean route here. For all, like, finding that bow really just, you know, made you get the single dip pod eastern, and you know, the mountain play made a lot of sense. Keeping one guy off of it made a lot of sense. Like, it would have been hard to have a better route, I feel like, on this seed. So they cut out for them. But I do think that like avoiding pod like the plague wasn't really the play.
Yeah, it's also tough just because obviously the lack of a bow is they're thinking, okay, I don't want to go there, and unfortunately the bow was logically locked by pod.
Why are Rando kids both in pod? They probably are both going to swamp, is why.
Yeah, pretty much all the stuff that they have that is potentially not, I don't want to say not terrible, but all of the like kind of potentially good density they have left is locked behind pod. All right. So kind of marching here on towards the trip to GT. We've got
Andy.
Dante. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he got his sword. So actually, I'm curious. So what? Like, let's just think about it, because it is. How would you route the rest? Like, if you're Andy right now, what are you doing? Like through the rest of this to try and make it as clean as you can.
Well, I mean, you just start fluting from dungeon to dungeon. There's no like at this point. There's nothing you can do. I think that
You don't think it matters?
Yeah. There's no way of getting between these dungeons in an efficient way.
Mm-hmm.
The only slight efficiency gain he could have had that was lost in this entire process is probably go to Thieves Town, beat Thieves Town, then mirror and activate your flute.
Right.
Was like the only thing that could have been any more efficient than just what he's done, which is just bounce from dungeon to dungeon.
So John here over on Rando Kid's side, about to get the bad news. So the MSU currently is on Dante's side. It's the Chained Echoes MSU.
Dante, same deal. He's just gonna beat Meyer, go beat TR, and he's gonna go beat Ice, go mode, go beat Thief Sound, go mode, go beat Hera, GT, like it.
So if you're Rando Kids, are you? I mean, you've just gotten that bow. You probably feel really late into pod. What are you? I mean, are you thinking just we have to go full clear swamp? Like, what are you thinking at this point? We have to go full clear swamp and hope it's there, or we have to hope it's not in swamp?
Hope what's not in swamp?
Anything.
I mean, you're in go mode now.
Yeah. Right. Excuse me.
I mean,
So they just.
You're just in the same position Pugs were in just a few minutes later, which is we're in go mode, but we would really like a sword, please.
Yeah.
So they're going to probably do the exact same thing that we've seen the Pugs do, which is open stuff when it's in your way and not when it's not, and they will get their tempered sword when they eventually make their way to swamp. I'm not entirely sure why Aaron went to Meyer. As in, like, Meyer wasn't in Logic. So I'm surprised that we went here before Swamp. Because they didn't have the bow yet. Now that we've got that bow, it's fine. But you're also doing Master Sword bowless Vidi.
Yeah, it's
And
gross.
It's gross, but you also you have yourself to blame for this. Like, this isn't the Seed's fault. You signed yourself up for this. Our stream appears to be struggling, but
just a little. So the tempered sword is in swamp. So yes, the other sword was in swamp, and then the third sword will be in Super Bunny, which Dante will get when he gets back up to the mountain when he goes to do TR.
Never understood why people spam slashes with the Master Sword and Cape. Like, I understand that it doesn't drain your magic, but surely it's faster to just spin, right?
Sounds like something that someone should time.
John's not opening chest in his way for a sword because Aaron has already done Ice Palace.
Oop.
We've
Little
increased our
adjustment.
viewing angle. The issue
Taking-
is on your end, chat, not the stream's end.
Stop taking the spice. Your mind cannot expand so far.
Dante is relieved to finally have his tempered sword that he's been itching to get the entire series.
Just probably hearing Andy talk about how nice it is to have an extra sword for the last 45 minutes.
What's faster here? Probably Dante's into GT first.
Yeah, it's TR Go Mode versus Ice Go Mode and Hera. Hera's fast, but you also have to do the climb. Oh! Aaron. That sucks.
Did we get gobbled?
I think we did.
That feels bad.
Yeah, that's really tough. I mean, we know that it probably isn't really going to affect the outcome here, but obviously in the moment it's never fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now he's going to go get that bow. Oop. Andy with the muscle memory there from NMG, dropping the bomb when he hit the switch.
That's some strong muscle memory.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I've seen Andy do an NMG run, but
It's probably been a minute.
but muscle memory is strong with this one.
All right, so yeah, so Aaron now is gonna go gets his bow. He's gonna go get clean up pod. Get the refill. Yeah. And I like that's something that, obviously if you're right there, sometimes it can be tough, but and this is maybe just me being mentally weak, but I'm a big fan of saying, look, I just died. I'm going to go do something else and kind of mentally reset a little bit, because the couple of times when I would used to try and go back in, I would usually die again because I just wasn't in a good headspace.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's no good reason to go back to Meyer here. I'm not sure why we went into Eastern first before Pod, but
yeah, I don't know, maybe there's no magic. Well, I guess there's a little bit of magic use for the Samaria, so maybe thinking get the refill.
yeah, I mean, let me tell you, 2 mirror transitions is definitely slower than
Arrows and a statue drag.
the statue drag, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. So actually, this is to your question earlier. This is going to be interesting. Does Andy get in first here. What do we think?
Yes. Yeah. No.
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with Dante beats him in.
No. Andy gets in first.
All right, we'll see.
So ideally, what happens is they can get another race up GT together. Dante needs revenge. He got blown out the water on the last seed. They started the climb at almost the same time, and I think Andy finished like 20-something seconds ahead.
Brutal.
Yeah, it was really just not okay. I'll be honest, Dante's climb was fine, Andy's was just really fast. But
so Allison raising a good point though, and it's something I know you've talked about too, is trying to actually have one runner in GT so you're not both in GT at the same time, so that the second runner doesn't have to do the checks for the big key.
Yeah, so I mean, imagine you're both entering GT at the same time. Like, you're probably gonna do one person goes Hope into Compass and one person goes Rando Rush or full left. Like, that seems like the reasonable option to me.
Right.
So interesting. John Snoo's stream seems to be frozen. I could not predict what might have caused that. It certainly wouldn't be that our pugs are finishing within 10 minutes, but yeah, no, continuing my my point, if you do that and one person goes right and one person goes left and you get lucky and you have a key in Hope Room and all that, and like the big key shows up in Compass or DM Room, you're effectively one of your people are guaranteed finding it no earlier than like the 10th, 12th check.
Right.
Whereas
also,
like, if you have enough separation, right, like one of your guys can find it on the third or second check or whatever, effectively.
Right.
Like,
okay. Well, also to confirm, you did beat me. Andy was in very slightly before I was. Before Dante was. Before I was, excuse me. Yeah. Yes, no, I've been playing the seat alongside everyone at the same time. I didn't want to admit it.
Yeah. So
Isn't that what...
But Dante went right, Andy went left. Dante had to go through Hope Room and then open a couple more, like go halfway through to Compass before he mirrors out. Now he's also short a key because he had to open that, so he'll get his second key there. That's fine. But that's just like the downside of showing up at the same time.
Right. So I guess to that end then, because I think Allison was talking about it in chat, would you have put off doing ice if you were Andy at the time so that you could get into GT with a little bit more separation?
Yeah, so the one downside to doing that is, like in this scenario, is that Andy is going to save quit after ice and be missing health, but like and I guarantee Andy is not sweating that cannon fight on this equipment, like having like 5 or whatever hearts he would have and red mail and tempered sword. Like, Andy doesn't care, so then that's not a concern. Like, if this is master sword and silverless, like, yeah, your health really matters there. But I think it would have been the better play. It would have saved Dante, a couple dozen seconds.
Interesting. I don't know though. We did see Andy fail a hover or two, so I'm not totally sure if he would have been able to successfully do the Ganon fight without the refill. I'm just not. I don't know. Maybe.
Andy's here to gain with his arrows.
Oh, okay, okay. I guess that he must have heard me saying, talking mess. He knew.
Oh, yeah, I think Aaron's stream just freezes when his opponents finish or something.
Or John's.
Yeah, not Aaron. Aaron's still going.
Yeah.
John, sorry, my apologies. Words are hard. I knew what I meant.
Yeah, Aaron going here into swamp. Yeah, I think this is definitely though going to be a case where I think a combination of factors just led to by the end of it here, a pretty wide time gap.
Yeah, I mean, Pugs is a scary team to play against, so.
Oh yeah.
Very understandable. That hover is ridiculous.
It's so fast. It's setting it up like that, and then also being so familiar that he, the backup key dash there, or clean door dash, whatever.
Yeah, it's like when I hover it, I put my controller down, I shift into a different position, and I'm like, all right, here we go, let's go, we got it. And Andy's just like he walked into it and he did it.
Same. I like it's it's like, okay, you have to mentally prepare, physically prepare. Okay, here we go, Dante.
Nice.
Old man still got it. And he even got on the hook shot too. All right, so Aaron getting his tempered sword here, and it's going to be going into the Argus fight in a minute. But unfortunately for the Rando kids, they are pretty well behind as Andy is dropping into the Ganon fight. Oh no! Oh, can Dante?
This is a big turnaround opportunity. This is what we needed.
The redemption arc.
Oh, Andy's still in first. Oh no. This is down to execution here. This is a race.
They're gonna have different warps because of the death, I think.
No, warps are going to be the same.
Is it? I thought it was not locked.
I'm pretty sure that warps are when you start the phase.
Oh, okay.
It was 2, then 2. No, okay, it is different. Andy pulls ahead on the better warp pattern.
Oh, arrows in GT.
I think Dante should have continued to compass room. So how much is each collection rate worth in terms of time?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because, like, if you did way more collection, but you lost by, like, this margin, I think you can take the win.
And down goes Gannon on both sides for the Pugs. Get your GGs in chat for Andy and Dante.
GG's. Aaron is in go mode. We'll see what he decides to do, finish this out or not.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's stopping.
Yeah, looks like he's forfeited. GG's to the Rando kids as well. Tough. It's a tough opponent, and I think just some unfortunate circumstances around where some of the items were that they missed.
Yeah, it was a good race on both sides.
Yeah.
You're joined by the Pugs.
GG's.
Yo, GG's.
So, first question. Were you, Dante, did your hand start to shake when you realized Andy had died and you might be able to catch him at the end there?
No, I was actually laughing at him when he said, "Oh no, I died," and I was like, "All right, it's my chance." And I think that's probably what I said, and then just kind of went.
Did you know that the reason you didn't win is because he had better warps than you?
I figured that could be the case because I think he said something about where he was in Ganon around the time that like I thought I was slightly ahead and then I wasn't. So
it was all part of my plan, baby.
You give hope and then you take it away. Brutal.
Exactly.
It's fine. I mean, I had a collection of 113 to Andy's like sub 100, so you know. That's a win in my book as far as between the two of us, but overall, I don't know. I felt like we played this one well. I'm glad that I checked Hobo before Ice. Otherwise, I don't know when I'd have checked it. So,
yeah, probably.
Hopefully after Ice.
Well, I mean, I didn't have flippers, so it was like and no bow to. And
right, yeah.
I mean,
That's actually.
Could pull the wiki up and look for the cane and bomb strat, but
that's actually kind of what got the Rando kids a little bit. Was they actually did Ice first, and obviously not having that bow, I think was pretty significant. Speaking of, welcome to Jon Snow. GG's.
Yeah, GG's. I'm just I'm on my phone in my truck right now, so I just want to come in and say GG's, Dante and Andy, the homies. I gotta bounce though. Later. GG again.
GG, dude.
GG.
And, all right.
There we go.
So, thoughts on the seat overall? Anything you regret decision-wise, or you think you're pretty good with everything?
I guess probably the only thing I regret, it was like right after I got Hook, I was like, this would have been faster probably to get after. But I don't know, it was kind of nice to have just to mitigate potential damage. So, I called the getting a heart piece to fill up a container in Waterfall. And if that hadn't happened, we would have had that bow so early. And I'm not really sure how much that would have changed. I think when I started fake flippering to Ice, I told Andy that the flippers are just going to be in TR where he was. So that was kind of my thought process. And then I was wrong, but it still worked out.
we were so sure Turtle Rock was going to be the answer with all the stuff we had given to us.
Yeah. On the random side, they both went to Turtle Rock before Pod.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they didn't have that bow, and so I think they probably said to themselves that's where the answer is going to be, either the flippers or the bow, probably.
Yeah, one of them Aaron went into Ice and did Ice, didn't get the bow, and then followed John into TR.
Yeah, so that was the real killer, because Aaron came out of Ice and then saved and quit, because you actually both did the same kind of like water walk, but he just went straight to the dungeon first.
Gotcha.
The one comment in chat was that Andy should have saved Ice Palace for after GT to avoid.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I
entering GT at the same time.
Yeah.
But I thought overall you guys did a really good job routing this one.
Well, thanks. We were joking about how it's more fun when two people enter GT at the same time, because then you get to like talk more and hot route and like just do things on the fly. Kind of worked out until I got the key, and it's not the swap places deal. But yeah, it was. The seed overall was good. Boots early was kind of nice, especially after getting them like for go mode earlier today.
Yeah, if you do get that early bow, I think that actually changes a lot, because you get that bow, and I have this fire rod from really terrible Landmo, and then you probably don't do Thieves Town and maybe just go straight to pod.
Yeah, there's a decent
Yeah.
chance that you actually, both of you single tip the mountain. Or the Dark Death Mountain.
Well, the Pearl was up there, so
Yeah.
oh yeah, Dart, yeah.
Like no one goes into TR until you're in go mode.
Yeah, dude, the early game was so funny. Dante, like, he went to Kakariko South, and I was like, bro, why didn't you just go get the crab and do mini Moldorm Cave? And he's like, oh, you're right. What am I doing? And so he went and checked race game and
then saved and
library,
quit, and then he's like,
save and quit. And I was like, no, come back.
Yeah, we were talking about that, kind of the nature of early game routing and how it's like, oh, and if there's not a whole lot in Kakariko, it can be great. But then immediately in that moment, the boots show up. It's like, then
so
sometimes you
funny.
have people walking there twice. Worked out great.
Boots, glove, hammer, just, hey, you probably want to be here.
Yeah, and then like Dante's catching up and getting into Blind's house, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing back of escape. He's like, oh, I guess there's a glove in here, huh? Because I just didn't write any of that stuff down.
He's like, here's the chess numbers. You'll be surprised. And I was like, all right. And then he says, I'm checking back of escape, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm getting a glove. But GG's to Rando kids. I know these guys are like always getting better at the game too. So, yeah, it was fun to finally get to play them.
So, you guys next week, have you scheduled yet? You know who's playing yet?
I am playing Nielsen on Thursday at like noon, I think. And we're gonna rematch show.
Matt's scheduled yet.
Matt's been on vacation, so Matt is like, I think that's what he said. He's like coming back today. So Matt, I think, is playing Telmeron.
Okay.
But then yeah, Andy's gonna enjoy not playing casual boots, he's been laughing about for 2 weeks now.
Hold on, I have an emote.
Oh no!
There we go.
Oh, perfect.
Well, you get one of your last opportunities to earn yourself a sub 5.
Yeah.
Before they become free and no longer counts.
Yeah, I've been close, but I don't know. I haven't played casual boots in like several months. I probably should play one just so I don't lose a bunch of time in this game.
Begin the sub 450 grind, Telethar. Come on now.
Maybe
Also
sub
not-
455. Maybe.
Fast ROM's not that fast. Alright, well, I guess that's probably it for us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. GG's again.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, GG's. Thank you again to our trackers, Maddie Walkhard and Rucklin. And congratulations to the pugs. Also, GG's to Rando kids. Telethar, anything else?
No. We are probably... I don't know if there's anything else on the schedule, but I'll leave that to someone else. And otherwise, we're out of here.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
There's something in 25 minutes. So, you can check that out. They'll be on the ALTTPR League channel.
Hey, it's an open league race.
Yeah. Cool. Later all.